Hi, I'm Mike Wolf, founder and CEO of MikeWolfMastery.com, where I teach people how to create a lifestyle that they love through creating passive income through real estate and other passive income strategies. So as 2014 comes to an end here, I want to talk a little bit about the year in review and also give you some ideas of what's going to be happening in 2015 and some of my predictions for the real estate markets. So 2014, first of all, I don't know if you guys found this, it flew by. It seems like 2014 was just like, it was New Year's just yesterday to me. It's been a phenomenal year. And a lot of things that I predicted last year have happened exactly how I kind of foresaw them happening. So I don't have the crystal ball, but when you've been doing this long enough, you see a lot of the same patterns, the same cycles, and the same things happening over and over and over again. So 2014, as I predicted, it did become more difficult to secure properties in the U.S. marketplace. We saw some more competition. We saw definitely some upward pricing, and we definitely saw the hedge funds out in full force snapping up a lot of the inventory in a lot of the major U.S. markets. So not all is bad with that. It did drive some prices up, so if you're already invested in those markets that did go up, you're very well positioned. You saw some increases, and if you're in the right markets, you might now be finding some financing available in those markets that weren't available previously. Now, if you weren't fortunate enough to have gotten started in those markets, there's still lots of markets that haven't seen that upswing yet that will. A lot of the same things that we saw happen in Vegas and Phoenix and Florida. Those are going to be happening, not necessarily this year. I don't have that crystal ball, but we are going to see definitely some upward momentum in places like Atlanta, for example, and in Texas, which are my two main markets. So the other thing I think we're going to see is I think we're going to see a little bit of weakening in the Canadian markets. For those of you who are Canadian like I am, I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see some corrections. And one of the reasons why I say this is in the U.S., a lot of Americans have gotten rid of a lot of their debt. And it wasn't because they paid it off. They didn't do it's not like they went and took a bunch of money and said, hey, let's pay down our debt. A lot of them lost their homes. They lost their, they basically went bankrupt in a lot of cases, got rid of a lot of their debt, and they're starting with a clean slate. Now, up here in Canada, we've been managing to accumulate more and more debt. We're more in debt as a country than we've ever been, and we're managing it because the interest rates are at record lows still. Now, if the rates were to go upwards, which they eventually will, it's not a matter of if, it's when. When that happens, we're going to see that we're going to be struggling a little bit harder to hold on to those toys that we've accumulated and that we've so easily been managing. So I think we're going to start to see a bit of a correction in Canada. I don't know, I can't say it's going to be 2015, but it's coming down the pipeline, and we're going to see an upward momentum in the U.S. continuing. So what we're likely to see is that the two markets are, in my opinion, going to diverge. And I don't like to consider Canada all one market or the U.S. all one market. Obviously, every city, and even there's communities within those cities that will all fluctuate at different paces. So I don't want to treat it like, hey, we're all going to be one big happy continent. That's not going to happen. There's going to be differences in different markets, but definitely be on the lookout for some increases in more American markets and some decreases potentially in Canada. So one of the things that I'm doing going forward is 2014 was a phenomenal year. A lot of my clients who have partaken in the tax deed tours in Houston, Texas, that's one of the ways that you can still get properties in the U.S. I'm not going to say easily. There's still obviously going to be competition, and every month the supply changes. Some months it's really good, other months it's not as good. But you're not competing against some of those big guys that are out playing in places like Florida, for example. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to continue doing the tours for this year. I was actually thinking of slowing down a little bit. I've actually picked 4 dates for 2015, and in 2014 every one of my tours was completely sold out. So if this is something that you're thinking of doing, sign up sooner than later. Pick one of the 4 dates. You just have to give a small deposit. We'll get you registered and we'll save you a spot. Because I do keep the tours very small intentionally. I don't want to bring thousands of people all competing against each other in the same market. So I have picked 4 dates. Definitely check with me. The next one is going to be January 31st to February 3rd. It takes place in Houston, Texas. So definitely check with me if that's something that interests you. Now, I've also got something really cool coming up for 2015, and I'm actually still doing the due diligence on it, so I don't want to give too much details yet. But I'm going to be researching a market here later on in December where potentially we could be getting some good properties and also some financing for those properties where as an investor, it doesn't matter if you're American or not, you could be Canadian, you could be Australian, doesn't matter, we can get financing for you. So you'll put 35% down. We have a team ready to finance those deals for you, and you won't need as much money as you've needed, for example, in Atlanta to get into the market, because there will be financing for you. So like I said, I'm not going to divulge what market it is yet. I'm not going to give you a lot of detail because I have to go do my due diligence first. I never promote anything without doing my homework, and that's what I'm going to do later on this month. But if that's something that might be of interest to you, definitely let me know, and then I can keep you up to date as this progresses and as we get closer. And my goal is for 2015 to have financing available to people all over the world, because that's been one of the biggest challenges with getting started in the US. Now, once again, if you don't have a lot of money, the Texas tour is also a good opportunity for you, because we see single family homes, starting around $10,000, changing hands every month at these auctions. So, but this is going to be another opportunity for you. For those of you with a little bit more money, I'm still very bullish on Atlanta. We're going to see some phenomenal returns, and this is totally turnkey. You don't have to know anything about real estate. You don't have to be an expert at it, because I'm going to guide you through the whole thing, and you're going to get full ownership to the property, but I'm there to help you with it. So these are some of the predictions, some of the things that I see happening for 2015 so far. Of course, stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed. You're subscribed to my YouTube channel, and you'll get all my updates, because things change. New things come into the market. I'm always keeping up to date with it. I've got teams, their only job is to be researching and finding different opportunities for both myself, and anything that I do myself, I always share it with you guys. So I want to thank you for a fantastic 2014. I think 2015 is going to be even better. I look forward to helping you. As always, if there's anything I can do to add value to you, let me know. I'm always happy to answer your questions. So please stay in touch with me. I look forward to seeing you, and have a happy holiday and all the best for 2015.